Spend 5 seconds online and it's easy to be persuaded that American food is disgusting. Specifically, food from the United States of America seems to be heavily criticized, as there's so many cooking videos on social media that seem totally excessive and weird mixtures of pre-packaged products. Fresh produce is not the usual go-to, and it seems like every ingredient is deep-fried, barbecued, and has loads of cream, butter, cheese, and of course, ranch sauce. This has led to memes constantly making fun of the way this country eats, as it all seems too ridiculous to be true. However, these over-the-top clips can also be viewed as a glimpse into very real health issues. Almost half of all Americans are obese, so perhaps there's some truth to the crazy stuff we are seeing on screen. Plus, there's the very real possibility all of these videos are just pure rage bait, and no American would willingly eat like that if they could help it. I live in Australia, but when I travelled overseas to Asia, I made good friends with some Americans who'd been living there for over 5 years. They said that going back to the States kind of sucks sometimes, because they can no longer eat at their favourite restaurants due to the ridiculous amount of oil, butter, salt and sugar put into everything to flavour the food. It reminds me of that one scene in King of the Hill where Hank buys food from a local co-op and realises that tomatoes are actually supposed to have a flavour, as he's been eating USA supermarket food for so long that he doesn't know what quality tastes like. As a result, the world of American cooking videos has become an extremely interesting area of the internet, and you're going to join me to find out why they're so disgusting, yet so compelling to watch. America is the home of fast food.
God bless our troops! God bless America! And gentlemen, start your engine!
Notably, it's the birthplace of McDonald's, and when people think of America, they usually default to hamburgers and fries. Meanwhile, memes like the Arby's takeover not only showcase monstrosities like the Meat Mountain, but also the focus the country has on excessively fatty foods. Everything is excessive all of the time, and clips of people visiting the US and immediately picking up the most calorie-dense sustenance known to man are paired with eagle screeches and "what the f*** is a kilometer" sound effects. These memes seem to demonstrate America's national pride, as well as their ignorance of doing things any other way like the metric system, in an ironic manner that suggests they are aware of the silliness of it all, as it is a unique way of life. After all, American food doesn't seem to be as regulated as other countries. Red 40 additive is facing removal efforts in the US, whilst banned almost everywhere else, and you'll see tons of memes poking fun at the idea of Red 40 maxing as a result. This lack of regulation and constant exposure to fast food might be why these cooking videos have so much butter, meat, cream, and cheese.
When your butter starts to melt, this is where you're gonna add all your seasoning. For myself, I only add about 3 or 4 shakes of salt and pepper because if I add any more than that, it's way too spicy for me. Other side soak in the butter. This dish is already looking phenomenal. We usually have butter chicken about every 2 weeks in our house. We don't want to overdo it because it does have a lot of fat in it. But when something tastes that amazing, it's hard to stay away from. And that's literally it. Place your chicken in.
You forgot to add more butter. You taking the piss?
So why are these videos so engaging, even to viewers who find them disgusting? We can look at these memes through a humanities lens, analysing and interpreting them to find out what they tell us about our culture. The authors of Memes in the Social Sciences and the Humanities, a selective overview with research proposals, note that memes are also visual objects and, as such, they are also rhetorical objects which can influence and persuade their readers as effectively as words. There are cultural differences in the way visuals are created and interpreted, and, just like languages, visual objects can be context-specific and culture-specific. The point is that, from a humanities perspective, memes are units of culture that can be as persuasive as a painting, constructed to express certain thoughts, emotions, and feelings. In this case, American cooking videos provoke strong reactions, with commenters arguing about culture, authenticity, and what's considered normal. Audiences can come away convinced Americans actually eat like this, whilst this is not necessarily the case. In fact, so common has the idea become that American food is disgusting due to the memes that surround it, that one has to wonder, is this all just a big joke?
You forgot to add more butter. You taking the piss? That is an absolute joke, mate.
The existence of rage bait, that is, videos that are designed to bait a viewer into feeling rage by being purposefully shocking, gross, or ridiculous, has become a common sight on social media.
I would not want to go through what you guys are going through right now. You guys are making a good living doing what you're doing.
He doesn't want to get rich. He doesn't want to get motion, is what I'm hearing.
Then you're deaf, asshole. I just said you guys are smart making money. Yeah, but why are you offending us? I'm not You're like coming at us for what we do, saying it's bad. I said, bro, you just said we get too much money and I would not want to be like you. Oh, you are scared of money. You're money phobic.
As it turns out, rage bait has become an effective and efficient method of producing views, which in turn can generate revenue, which in turn means the social media economy is incredible at churning out this genre. As such, the American cooking videos may very well fall into the category of rage bait. It's not unusual to see full-on angry reactions to the types of meals shown on screen, with some expressing their rage being more entertaining than the original clip itself, making react videos an essential part of the American cooking ecosystem.
We got potato salad, beanie weenies, lemon peppered wings.
Meanwhile, video sharing sites have always seen ridiculous cooking channels pulling millions of views, whether they're American or not. On YouTube, there was the Canadian channel Epic Mealtime, who perhaps existed as the prototype of the addition of too much meat, cheese, and of course, bacon strips added to everything. They would make these absolutely disgusting monstrosities of food, and despite it clearly being unhealthy and ridiculous, viewers would keep coming back for more. It wasn't quite in the realm of rage bait, as they weren't exactly playing it straight, but their early videos like Massive Meat Log might be something you'd see on modern TikTok today. Or there's the always entertaining Australian How To Basic, who'd lure viewers in with an exceedingly normal thumbnail and title about how to make a certain food, and then totally switch out halfway through a recipe into an absurd fever dream.
Congratulations, you have successfully made a sandwich.
Perhaps these American cooking video creators understand that viewers come back for more just to see what ridiculous meal they'd be served on their screens next, trying to figure out if they were serious. However, keeping the category of rage bait in mind, one does have to imagine the implications of years of insane food uploads by US creators. With the obsession of fast food, butter, grease, salt, and sugar all consistently shown on screen in excessive portions, will viewers now genuinely think that Americans only eat unhealthy food? I mean, if the comment sections of these videos teach us anything, it seems like many viewers genuinely believe the people on screen are consuming the food they make. As a result, it seems rage bait that may or may not be intentionally made by Americans is slowly influencing the entire world's perception of the country thanks to the memes that spawn from it.
Alright, next we have some Canada Dry Cranberry Ginger Ale. We're just going to pour that over the top of our ham.
For the holidays, and you just kind of want to get a good base because this is what's going to moisten up.
In short, American food and the way it is represented on social media is, more often than not, quite disgusting. Loads of meat, cheese, prepackaged and frozen foods are all added together to create concoctions more in line with fast food monstrosities than healthy fare. I guess at the end of the day, America is synonymous with fast food culture, so it tracks that its citizens would just be replicating what's readily accessible to them. Unfortunately, this does mean the country faces extremely high levels of obesity, so there are real-world consequences for this culture of excess. However, it is worth mentioning that it's mainly just a stereotype at this stage. Years of rage bait, incentivized by high view counts and revenue, mean that cooking channels have been doing this shtick for decades. It's only gotten more shocking and excessive as each channel attempts to one-up the other and keep audiences invested. American food being a culture of excess is very much manifesting as a meme in this sense, and as such, the United States is slowly becoming a parody of itself across the online world. On that note, I just want to say that as an Australian, I need to know the opinions of the Americans watching this video. Is it normal to eat food like the ones shown in disgusting cooking videos? Or is this all just a huge joke and 99% of it is rage bait designed to keep us coming back for more? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe! Or else.